Good
afternoon, everyone, from Dunrovin Ranch in Lola, Montana. What a beautiful, sunny winter day. We've had some below freezing temperatures recently, so instead of doing our scheduled webcam tour, we're going to go back to what we wanted to do in January when we had spring-like weather conditions and build our Swedish snow lantern. Right now you will see Levi and James and Chris. Give everybody a big wave there.
Yeah, howdy everybody. We've got Buddy here too.
Buddy
He's having a good time.
Work around here would not be complete if we didn't have a canine companion to help us out.
That's right.
Okay, so James, what are you thinking about the conditions for some snowballs today?
Well, the conditions would have been much better on maybe Sunday?
Yeah.
Well, not quite a week ago. Maybe, Monday or Tuesday. It was nice wet snow, right? So that's great for making big snowballs, really compacts well. And then it got super cold a couple days ago, which has been great for our ice sculpture here. We turned the water on finally, and it's coming back to life, so to speak. So that's been nice, but the snow has kind of dried out, I guess, and so it's really granular and gritty. And so we've been making snowballs for about an hour or so now, and we've had to kind of walk around trying to find the right kind of snow that'll compact.
Layers.
Yeah. Some of it close to the ground is still nice and moist.
Yeah.
But the stuff right up on top, if it's crusty, that can work, but if it's fluffy, it's not going to compact at all. So it's been a little bit of a challenge making snowballs today, but not too bad.
Well, this is the way of winter, isn't it? I mean, the snow changes with temperatures and how much is piled together. And, this is all part of our having to be kind of reactive to whatever Mother Nature brings our way. So, well, let's see you guys get started here. Let's think about where we want to put these, Jim.
Yeah. So I think you had some ideas about where we might want to do them. I was asking earlier about how big we should make them. I think it's going to be somewhere between 3 and 4 feet or so in diameter. And then the idea is to make kind of a cone. Okay. And so, and what we'll do is we'll dress it up a little bit, and you'll get to see what that means a little bit later tonight. But we'll go ahead and get things going, and then I guess the main thing is where we want to place them. So maybe you could have us walk to different locations and make sure we're putting them in the right spot for you.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be great. Well, I think they would look very good, one on each side of our wizard or our maestro or whatever we're calling this guy, who's our ice sculptor, who, by the way, has gotten to be quite a guy right now. He ebbed and he flowed, and now he's flowing again. Looks pretty good.
Yep.
So why don't we get Levi on one side and Chris on the other, and each walk, 5 or 6 paces out from the snow sculpture, and kind of mark those places where we would, one north and one south. Yeah, there you go. And
being out in front of it like this is okay?
Yeah, come back in closer a little bit so we can keep them behind the trees, the artificial tree lights behind them. All right, that seems right. Okay, can you mark those locations and start your snowball cone?
Yeah, go ahead and mark those locations. Give us about a 3 or 4 foot diameter circle, and then we'll start building some things up. And it looks like this side over here where Levi is pretty crunchy. You're not getting water over here, are you?
Just right there.
Okay, that'll be fine.
Yeah,
I turned the water on pretty vigorously the other day, and it was spraying all over the place. So we've got a nice crusty layer of snow out here. Okay.
And what are you going to use for lights, James?
Well, I've got a couple flood lamps that are rated to have water on them, and so we're going to place those underneath the cones. I've got to run some cable and stuff, so while Levi and Chris are working on building the cones, I'll be running all the hardware for it, and they're going to be similar to kind of the glowing lights underneath the wizard here. So we're gonna kind of have this glowing, different colors changing underneath these snow globes. So and that the tones or the brightness of that will change as time goes on as well, because as these snowballs start to mold into each other, it'll create kind of these different patterns. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing this tonight. So, terrific. I really appreciate it, Levi and Chris. I mean, this is other duties as required. It's the greatest job you guys have ever had, huh?
Yeah, it's well, it beats mucking stalls, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, I'll just send my dog out to do the mucking tonight.
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring over some snowballs. We've got kind of a big trash can lid over here, so they're a little bit out of sight from the camera, but we'll bring some over, and we'll see. I'd really like to make larger snowballs for the base, but the snow that we've got here just isn't really suitable for making really large ones very efficiently anyway. So we'll start. The snowballs we have here about the size, about an oversized baseball, maybe a softball size. Some of them are, but I don't know, Levi's the ball player. He'd be able to tell us. Somewhere between a softball and a baseball, right?
Yeah. Big ol' biscuit.
That'll be enough for now. We'll haul these over. All right. So yeah, these are all staged over by the ranch office on the deck there. So here's a tray of these things, and they vary in size a little bit, but we've got we were able to get them fairly compact, and so I think the idea would just be start building a base.
Buddy, get out of here, dude. Come on.
Buddy wants to help.
Yeah, come on, out of the way. Let's go. Come on.
Come here, buddy. Okay.
Come on.
So, yeah, if it snows in a couple days here, we'll see if we can get some more fresh snowballs made, maybe get some bigger ones. We may be able to make half a dozen of these. I don't know. But I think today we'll start the foundations for both of these. We might be able to. We'll see how the snow treats us here. We'll try to get at least one of them done. Maybe we can get both of them done, but see how it goes here. I'm curious to see how many snowballs it's going to take, honestly.
Yeah.
How many? We've just now completed the ring, and that's at least what, 25 snowballs right there.
Oh yeah, at least.
Yeah. So we'll be burning through them, I think. But yeah, that looks really good. So I have a feeling probably what's going to have to happen is we might need to do a double layer on the bottom so that it builds some stability coming up. But
probably that's what a pyramid looks like anyways, right?
Yeah. No, it looks good.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I think we're just going to keep working on this, and we'll keep the mics on. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep working on this. You'll be seeing us walk back and forth. I'll go ahead and narrate a little bit as we're picking stuff up and whatnot. But yeah, I think we'll
got a little perfect ring right there in front.
I know. Yeah, it's where the water ties in right here. Yeah. So yeah, well, yeah, Suzanne, I know you've got to get off to a meeting, so we'll let you get going. But we'll go ahead and stay mic'd up here, and then you can watch us build a few of these, and then we'll sign off and let you keep watching. But we'll keep you occupied for a while, keep you entertained anyway.
Okay. Thanks a lot, James and Chris and Levi, and thanks all of you guys for joining us. And be sure to come back this evening, and we'll see some new things glowing in the dark near our wizard and our lighted trees.
Absolutely. Yeah, all right, Suzanne, have a good afternoon.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a lot. We burned through a third of them just on one base layer,
I know,
right?
that's what I was just thinking.
That's going to be a few. So, Well, fortunately, we've got some nice warm sunshine. It's kind of
Yeah,
melting
it's
a
nice
little
out.
bit of the snow, and
Where'd Boona go?
oh, she's back at home. Yeah, she started eating the snowballs as we were going. So that wasn't any good.
Are we done? Oh, you just turned it off?
Yeah, so we've got round 2 of our snowballs here. I think this completes at least half of them, maybe another third. So this will probably take a little bit of time. But what I've got back here behind this is some lights, and I'll go ahead and get one of these lights set up underneath, just so it's ready to go. And we'll see how long these lights last. To be honest, I'm not too sure they're gonna beat off the water as well as I'd like them to. I'll give a little bit of an angle to it so it stays put. But
Yeah, because I don't know if you'll be able to get back through there.
yeah, yeah, we'll see how it goes here. I'll get another one staged on this other side. And then another challenge I'm going to face is going to be getting more electrical cables out here and splitters. I'm starting to run out of stuff. These Christmas lights take up a lot of electrical hardware. Alright, so put that in there. And I've got at least one extension cord here. I think I'm going to need one more. All this water that spilled over made things pretty crunchy. It's kind of fun watching the dogs walk on it, though. Sometimes they're not quite sure what to think. And I'll throw a little bit of snow over the extension cord here, so it's not quite as obvious. Hopefully y'all are enjoying our wintertime antics around here. It's certainly been plenty of activity. You know, last year we had a few different things going on. I think we had our roving penguin, Walter, and we had to get a different penguin this year, but we've got another roving penguin that's running around occasionally, and I'll probably switch the location of Walter again here today, so I'm not going to tell you where Walter's going to be. You just have to find him on the cams. I'll put him in sight of a camera. I can't say which camera, but it will be one of them. And makes it fun for everybody. All right. So we've got one of these plugged in. Now what I've had to be doing here is taping all of the electrical joints to keep water out of them, which is pretty important. And we're probably going to have to turn off the Christmas lights back here because they keep tripping the GFI breaker on the outlet, and it's because we've got all these lights around the base of the trees. They look really cool, but with the snow on there and then the moisture and everything, it gets inside the little light sockets and then starts to create a short circuit that causes the GFI to trip. So it's doing its job, but it's kind of annoying because we can't keep all the lights on. So we'll probably just have the ice sculpture and then these two new snow globe or snow lanterns kind of in place. So we'll experiment with it and see what we can do. Hopefully we get at least a few pictures with all the lights on at the same time. So I'll try to keep it going as long as I can here.
So we figured out we're gonna have to build more of a base.
Oh wow!
Around.
Yep.
So maybe if I could pull this just
Sure.
right there.
That's going to take a lot of snowballs.
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah, I wonder if it might make more sense to build the outer ring with the snowballs and then just put pack just snow inside and form it instead of using snowballs for that.
I don't know if it'll reflect through that though. I don't know. I guess you're packing snow regardless.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Well, no, I mean, it's like I told him, I mean, if we took chicken wire and put a pole in the middle, just like right there,
Sure.
then we got something to stack on all the way up. But I mean, we could see how far we get, but it seems like we're putting more snow around this light. I don't know.
Yeah, the base is the worst part of it, isn't it? Because you got to build it up to a certain point. I mean, how many layers? We've got 3, 4 layers.
After we get to a certain point, and then ice for a night.
Sure.
And then we got a solid. I don't know, but I don't know if that's going to be too thick for your light too.
Well, I mean that'll change as things go. I think it'll probably be fairly dim initially, and then the snow will crystallize a little bit more.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
But I don't know if we can just get. I don't know.
Yeah, the ones we were seeing on some of the other examples were a lot larger snowballs, and so you can get by with larger ones on the base, and there's still gaps and ways for the light to get through. So that's kind of the challenge of the snow conditions. It's just we can't make very large ones.
Yeah. Wondering how we could form that there.
Yeah, I don't mind if there's a little bit of especially on the base, you're not going to see any light coming through the base anyway. So if we packed snow in around it, at least built it up about 3 or 4 inches, that might do it.
Yeah. All right, we'll just keep going, and if we got it, we'll just start stuffing snow kind of around the east end of it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to grab some tape and an extension cord. Yeah, all these fun engineering challenges here. All right. Never a dull moment at Dunrovin, is there? See, and I gotta scrounge around for a bunch of other extension cords here. I know I've got one sitting out by the paddocks.
Sounds better over here.
Yeah, it definitely it takes a while to make these snowballs with the snow conditions the way they are. It's nice that it's a little bit warmer this afternoon for sure, but still a little bit of a challenge. So it might be slow going here today. We might not get a full snow globe or lantern built. We'll see how it goes though. And I should probably get a ladder and spin the sprinkler head a little bit, because it seems like the water's spitting out a direction that, on the backside, that doesn't need to be covered. Alright, well, I'm going to turn the mic off. I'm going to be out of range when I go to the garage to get an extension cord, so I'll grab that and I'll be back with you in just a little bit. How's the snow over there?
Take all weekend.
It might. Yeah, it might take a little while to get all this dialed in. They've got to, they're out of frame right now working on making some snowballs, and it definitely takes a while to find snow that's suitable. We probably should have made a bunch of these about a week ago when it first started snowing. So, tape up this electrical connection. Oh, those are a little bit bigger, so that's good. I've got back here is a Ziploc bag behind the ice sculpture, and that's where the power supply for the ice sculpture lights hangs out. And it's been staying pretty dry. But I've got to expand the outlet. All right. Electrical connections are made. And now I'm going to go see about resetting this GFI breaker. And it looks like the Christmas tree lights are on. That's good. And this time of day with the direct sunlight, it's really hard to see whether the lights are on or not. And let's see if all the lights here are shining. Alright, looks like this light is on. And the ice sculpture lights are on. And this light is on. Alright. Excellent. So that will work. Alright, well, I'm going to leave those on just for kicks. And then I'll head inside the ranch office and I'll move the camera around a little bit. We can zoom in on the progress here, see how things are looking on a close-up. I don't know if y'all tuned in early this morning, but I think it was at least down to 12 degrees Fahrenheit. Might have been a little bit colder than that, but earlier in the morning. Definitely pretty chilly. I imagine late at night we'll get a little bit of a glow out of that.
I don't know, we'll see. If it works, we can, like I said, I still think that it probably wouldn't take that long either, too, as if we built something like you did right there.
Oh, right.
Chicken wire and a cone.
Right, right.
Because then you only got one layer of snow, basically, compared to...
Yeah. Well, it's either that or, I mean, I think you can...
You could lift the light up a little bit.
Well, so but the idea is to build each successive ring. So if you stopped there, or maybe you do 3 layers there.
Yeah.
And then you sort of build it so that they rest on each other, and then just kind of slowly, gradually go in. I don't know if that'll do or not. You kind of got to build it from the outside in, because the idea is that it would cone up, probably be about this high ultimately.
We can move all these out and see if it works, I guess.
And that'll save some of that a little bit. But yeah, you're still probably going to have to be encroaching a bit. But like these are starting to, the more we've handled them in the sun, they stick a little bit better.
Yeah.
So we might be able to pack them in.
Yeah. Let's see if it works. Right over here. What do you Buddy likes the crunchy water.
Yeah, that's definitely with the smaller snowballs like this, it's a bit of a challenge. Yeah, giving it some structural framework definitely would expedite it, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's why I was wondering if
we took like, I don't know,
well, no,
some kind of plastic and then it was like a clear plastic and made it into a cone. Then just stack the snowballs around it. That might work better.
yeah. I'm just wondering what it'd be like once this hardens a little. I don't know if it's gonna be worse or better to stack on. I'm just trying to think how it. Oops.
Yeah. Well, I think, yeah, what I would do is build the outside sloping the way, you know, like this is a pretty good slope angle here, coming up to like that, and then we just support from the inside as much as we have to, but basically build the inside as required as we push it out.
Yeah, we'll just keep building it up around. It's gonna take a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll give it a ring there.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna get a few close-ups of this on camera and yeah, engineering challenges. I'll zoom in on this a little bit and you can see what we're talking about. Let's see here. All right. Pull up my camera here. Scrolling through the comments here, yeah, Boona was eating the snowballs. I had to take her inside. She started chasing our snow around and having some problems there. So, okay, so what we've got here, Levi's kind of blocking the shot a little bit, but we're trying to build this cone around this middle section where the light is and basically build up the inside as little as possible because it takes quite a bit of snow to hold all that together. But we were talking about trying to maybe build up a chicken wire cage or fence, some sort of structural element on the inside that will allow us to use fewer snowballs. Looking at some of the reference photos, a lot of those snowballs are definitely bigger in the in this reference photo that was posted in chat. We would like to have some like that for sure, but being able to put much larger snowballs on the bottom and then build up from the base to successively smaller snowballs allows us to pack it in there. And looking at this snow, I can I'm pretty confident that they were dealing with some fairly wet snow that compacted nicely. Unfortunately, we have really dry snow, so we were only getting small snowballs, and we can only build it so high based on that, because our base has to be made out. I think we've probably got about 100 snowballs on the base now, and we're only 8 inches off the ground. So it's interesting. Let's see, I'll go and zoom over here to this other one. You can see the light we've got down there at the base, and you see it changing colors there. That'll just kind of pulse and do its thing. Picked up these lights on Amazon, and they say that they're mostly waterproof, so we'll see. Not totally sure about that, but they are rated at least for moisture and some water spray. So hopefully, as the snow melts, it doesn't get inside the lights and cause us any problems. But that's kind of what we're looking at for those. And the Christmas tree lights and the ice sculpture lights are definitely on, but it's really hard to see in the sunlight. You'd have to get really close, and you might see them twinkle or shift around a little bit. The best place to look for that is right along the edge of these wire tomato planters that I've got, and you can just kind of see a little bit of that glow there, right? Little space, those little lights along the edge are changing colors. So, and the Christmas tree lights, if I zoom in, you can see that those are on just barely, but it's so bright outside, it's kind of tough to tell. And I'll let you guys back to your afternoon of watching the birds and the other cams, but yeah, this is definitely a fun experiment. Suzanne gets us into all kinds of fun projects around here, doesn't she? We love it. So if you have any other thoughts or questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Any other pictures that you're interested in, but yeah, should be exciting. All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to sign off, and thanks for joining us here this afternoon. And for Levi, Chris, Suzanne, and Buddy, this is James, and we'll check in with you later. All right, bye-bye.